Welcome back to The Fostered. I am your host, Angel Foster, and today is my birthday. How exciting! I have turned 27 today, which is personally exciting for me, but all my family members have called me up today, particularly family members who are older than me, and have been like, oh, girl, you're getting up there in age. And I personally feel like I'm getting up there in experiences. I'm getting up there in my finances. I'm getting up there with my relationships. Like I'm just getting up. I'm just going up in life. And so if that's what getting up there in age means, then sure, I'm embracing it. I think also me turning 27 is making them realize like, damn, you're old. So they're trying to make me feel bad about turning 27 today, but that just means you're getting old too, babes. Also, like 27 is not old, not even by a little bit. Like 27, it's just it's not old. I just finished tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and she was saying like it's actually very. I'm saying say she. One of the characters in the book said it's actually very immature to say you're old when you're actually not. And I had never heard that before, but that is what I'm going to embrace because I have been feeling like, oh, you're getting closer to 30. Like, low key, like, is that old? And I really don't think it is. Like, I saw somebody comment on a video of Shay Mitchell today being like, girl, do you age? And I'm like, Shay Mitchell is only 30 something. Like, why would you expect to see any signs of aging on a person who is 30? Like, that is not even realistic. Like, I think we don't even understand what aging is, and we're seeing ourselves with this age filter on TikTok. Though that age filter, it did me dirty. I'm not even gonna lie to you because I was like, who the hell is this? Nobody in my family even looks remotely like this. But so my mom's side, they're all dark skin. My dad's side, they're light skin. And so I am just like nervous but my dad's mom is dark skin. And so I don't have anyone to like kind of look at with my skin tone who will tell me how I'm going to age because I do feel like the lighter you are, the worse you age. And that is why I am religious with my sunscreen because my mom doesn't wear sunscreen. She doesn't believe in it. And nobody was ever like lathering me up in sunscreen or anything like that. But now I am religious about it because I just can't take any chances with my lighter skin tone. I don't know what is out there for me, and I feel like you can't look at men because I can look at my dad, but like my dad, men don't age the same way women do. I think women age worse than men. And so I'm not taking any chances. I have been religious about sunscreen for like the past year and a half, and I'm not letting up on it. I wish I would have known about it sooner, honestly, because Lord knows I love to just sit in the freaking sun. Like I have the worst tan right now, but I do. I love being in the sun. Like so today's my actual birthday. But when this comes out, it'll be the day after my birthday. But it's been so sunny here in Oakland. And then today was like the first day that I woke up and it was gloomy. And I was like, of course it will be gloomy on my birthday. But the good thing about the Bay is, at least at one point in the day, the sun should be coming out, unless it's just like a terrible, like rainy, gloomy day. But for the most part, the sun will be out like at least by noon, and she'll be out for like the rest of the day, and then it'll get gloomy again. Unless you're like in more of the um unless you're further like in the East Bay. But where I am, you're going to be getting some car of the fog at one point or another. But yes, today is my birthday. It has been a really good birthday so far. It actually doesn't feel like that different though than any other day. And whenever people say that, I'm like, but it's your birthday. It should feel different. And normally my birthday does have like a little specialness to it, like a little something to her. But today does kind of feel like a little bit of a normal day that I just kind of took off work. And that is because for the last year, I have been treating myself so well, low key to the point where it's like every day is my birthday. Like I got in the car at one point and I was like, oh, let me play all my favorite music. And it's like, I always play all my favorite music. Even when Montez is in the house, I'm always playing my favorite songs. I'm playing anything I want to listen to at once. I have truly embraced just like being the main character in my own life. And I got my hair done today. If you noticed, I got a little haircut, a little bob. Though I actually wanted to go shorter than this. If you're not watching the video version, my hair is kind of hitting my shoulders. I actually wanted to go a little bit higher than this, but I think this is like a good place to start. Though, like I'm also trying to actively grow my hair out, and so I feel like I need to pick a side. Like I can't be wanting to like go shorter and also want to grow my hair out because she cut off everything dead and then she like cut it a little bit shorter. She also said my hair is growing really fast and like well, which made me really happy. It makes me feel like I'm actually taking care of myself. But yeah, so I got my hair done. I was already due for a trim. So I would have gotten my hair done this month anyway. I keep my nails done regularly. I always treat myself to a little matcha. I got a matcha today. One thing I didn't do, I didn't go work out. I was gonna work out, but I missed my workout this morning. But for the most part, I like live my life in a really good way. I take really, really good care of myself and I treat myself quite a bit. Like I am like the most like treat yourself kind of person. It's like I don't have a treat yourself day. I literally treat myself every single day. Like it's actually like kind of a problem. But like anything I want, as long as it's not detrimental, I pretty much like let myself have it. Now, I had to work on this in regards to like certain foods and like shopping because it's like, okay, that's not realistic. Like, we can't always shop. We can't always, eat sweets like literally for every single meal of the day. Like, where is like the balance between this and like what actually makes you feel good and like is like financially responsible? And so that is like what I've been like trying to figure out in these past few months because like the first 6 months after my last birthday, I was like kind of going hard with like doing whatever I want, eating whatever I want, and just like kind of like taking all the restrictions I had placed on myself off. And that felt really good for a time. And then in these last 6 months, it's been me, like for this whole year, it's been me exploring like what feels good for me personally, but also what feels enjoyable to me and like pleasurable to me, but also feels good to me, like, and I don't have any guilt afterwards or is not hurting my wallet. And that has been like the debt repayment and figuring out like crowding out with certain foods. And so like crowding, so me and my health coach, we talk about this thing called crowding out, which is where, say you have already had like a bunch of sweets like the day before. Like we celebrated my birthday this weekend and we had lots of cake. And so the next day I was like, you know what? Like I had a lot of cake yesterday. Maybe I don't necessarily like need a ton more sugar today. Like maybe I can crowd it out with like fruit versus having another cookie or another piece of cake. And so it's just like finding these other substitutes that can maybe like still satisfy that craving you're having, but isn't necessarily exactly the same thing you had yesterday. So that way you can practice more moderation. And that's kind of where I'm at now. So it doesn't feel like restrictive to me because I don't want to get back to like a super restrictive place. It's just a way to introduce more, I guess, moderation, just to introduce more moderation. So I'm not just like eating the same thing every single day because that just literally won't make me feel good in my body. Like it will literally upset my stomach, and yeah, it just won't have me feeling my best. And so that has been like the area with food. And then with finances, what I've been doing is like just writing a list of everything I want, and then slowly as I'm like paying off debt, figuring out how I can buy these things. And so like a walking pad, if you follow me on TikTok or if you follow me on social media, I just bought my walking pad, and like that has been on my list for a minute, but I just bought it when it made sense. And also it went on sale on Prime Day, which was like perfect, and I've been loving it so far. I'm a huge advocate of this freaking walking pad. I am obsessed. But yeah, that is what like the last 6 months have looked like for me. Like just finding things that feel really good for me so I can. It's my dad. Here, I'm gonna call him back. I'm recording the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, I love you. I'm pulling up to the house. I'll talk to you later on, babe.
Okay, love you.
All right.
Bye. But yeah, and I guess at the root of what I'm trying to say is like I've just been trying to figure out what does living intentionally look like for me. And if I have certain goals for myself, like feeling the best in my body, that doesn't mean that I necessarily want to be eating the sweetest of sweet treats every day. And so it's just like, I really like that language around like crowding out because it doesn't feel restrictive. It's just like introducing other alternatives. So you're not having the same kind of indulgence every single day, but it doesn't mean you're still not having that pleasurable thing that you like. Also, when I look back on this year, I can just see like how much I've grown. I really feel like I've had the most growth in this past year. And even when I talk to like my friends or my parents or even Montez, my partner, he like I feel like everybody's kind of like commending me on it because I feel like it's very noticeable. I feel like I feel like specifically in like areas of wellness, I feel like this year I got this past year I got really serious about my fitness. I worked out more consistently than I ever have in my entire life. And it wasn't driven from like an aesthetic place. It was driven from a place of like really wanting to feel good in my body. I think too, knowing that like I'm 27 now, and after 25 we lose college and we lose muscle mass. And so just being really intentional about my fitness regimen, so I'm not putting myself in a position of like years later where I maybe be presented with certain health issues. Like I just look at people in my family who have been having certain health issues. And I think it's because they didn't really take like wellness seriously in their 20s or even their 30s. And I just don't want that for myself. And so I've been really just looking at my family and just other people around me as an example of how some of these things are preventable if you do certain things now while you're young. And I've just been really motivated by that, and that has, like, led me to get really, really serious about fitness, and I've seen lots of improvement. I still got a long way to go. Like, every time I take a degree class, I am so humbled. Like, I'll feel really good in one class, and then the next class, I'm just like, "Ugh," like, I feel really weak. But I if you guys know about, like, the rule of thirds, like, whenever you're doing something or pursuing a goal or whatever, one third of the time it's gonna feel really, really good. One third of the time it's gonna feel just okay. And then another time, third of the time it's gonna feel really, really bad. And when I look at like my fitness journey, I definitely feel like it's that way. I'm starting running. I'm starting a running journey, and I do feel like it's been bad every time. But if I look at the run overall, like one third of like one run will feel good, one third will feel okay, and then one third will be really bad. Actually, maybe it's more like 2/3, and hopefully I can get it to more like 1/3, but I think that's just kind of like how it is, like, you're not gonna like, whenever you're trying something or, like, really challenging yourself, you're not gonna feel really good in it 100% of the time, and that's honestly been really freeing for me because I think I don't know, we like, that quote that's like, "You wanna find a job that doesn't feel like work." I really feel like that was, like, misled a lot of us. I don't know about y'all, but even, like, in this podcast, for example, I love doing it, but it is work. Like, I'm gonna have to edit this and upload it and share it and try to help the podcast grow. Like, all these things still feel like work. It's exciting and it's fun, but it is a lot of work. And I think I wish that quote wasn't even, like, a thing because I think it got in a lot of our heads that, like, we should only be pursuing things that really light us up and feel exciting, and it's like, for a long time, like, if unless you're, like, on a super high level, like, it probably won't feel exciting for a bit, and so I just had to really reckon with myself and say, like, "This probably won't feel good a lot of the time, but that doesn't mean we don't keep showing up, that doesn't mean we don't keep trying it." And another is a such thing as like joyful movement. Like we've had Lauren Lavelle on, who is a big proponent of that. And I said even in the thing, like I don't always feel like moving, but it's that feeling afterwards that is what keeps me coming back. But a lot of the times, like I literally don't want to do a workout. I literally don't want to just do anything that is probably going to have me feeling good later. But it's like kind of getting past that part and just still like pushing through on the things that will make you feel good later. And I think that is what I'm speaking about as far as like how well like I'm taking care of myself now. Like I feel like I take the best care of myself and I check in with myself and I'm really like getting more and more in tune with my own intuition and my own voice because it just was not there for a while because I had like been so restrictive in literally every area of my life, and it allowed me to binge eat. It allowed me to be impulsive with shopping. I just did not feel good and I just was not showing up how I wanted to. But when I look back on this past year, I am just like in love with the woman that I am becoming, and I see it, like, I'm literally seeing her, like, I see all these, like, challenges, it's like becoming her, it's like I am becoming her, like, I am truly becoming the woman I always knew was inside of me, and it was like I really had to prioritize my own happiness, I had to prioritize myself, and like I said, make myself the main character. I feel like I really prioritize my relationship, where I prioritize certain friendships, family members, and it was not serving me at all. And I think once you can get a little bit selfish, and I think this is really for women and especially women of color, black women, like getting a little bit selfish, actually a lot of bit selfish, getting curious about what it is you really want for yourself And then shaking those limiting beliefs, because that was another thing too. I feel like I had a lot of limiting beliefs about who I am, what was in store for me, what I could achieve, what I could have for my life. And literally on every birthday, I would cry. Even this birthday, like not on my birthday, I cried, but like leading up to it, I was getting really emotional because I was just like, oh, I don't have any friends to like spend my birthday with, or I'm not loved, and this, that, and the third. And my boyfriend was like, that is just not true. Like that is not true. Like, and to the point where he threw me a surprise birthday party, invited all my friends who are here in the Bay, and it was so special and I felt so loved. And it was like a real-time example of like all this shit that you're telling yourself is not true. Because he kept being like, just reach out to your friends. And I'm like, oh, they're not gonna want to hang out with me. Like they're busy, they're traveling, they're doing this. And literally they all showed up. And so sometimes we have to like really shake these limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, like that we're not loved, that we're ugly, that we're not strong, we're not capable. Because it's like, where did we even get that messaging from in the first place? Like, where were these things introduced to us? And really looking at it and being like, is that really true? And most of the time, the answer is no. And if it is yes, like, do you believe you can change it? I think too, like having to like reprogram that subconscious a little bit too. Our minds are so powerful. They're always searching for validation of all of the stories that we're telling ourselves. And so if you're telling yourself that you're not loved, you're going to be looking for all these examples of like how that's showing up in your life. And you're not going to be focusing on how people are loving on you because you're too busy focusing on the negative, or you're too busy focusing on the story that you're telling yourself, and your brain is trying to validate that experience because your brain wants to be right. It doesn't want to be wrong. Our brains are Virgos. And like my boyfriend was an extreme example of like literally confronting me with a truth, but we aren't always going to have people to make a surprise birthday party for us, like we have to shake these beliefs within ourselves. I was listening to a podcast recently. It was the Reset podcast, and she was saying something she does to help rewrite limiting beliefs is just like write the new affirmation that she wants to be true, and she writes that multiple times a day. I have not tried this out, but that is something I want to try. And I also just want to get really curious. That's something I'm going to be doing later today as I'm like figuring out what I want to call in for myself in this new year. Um, but getting curious about what are my limiting beliefs? Where are these areas that I really need to work on, and then writing the opposite. So if I have a limiting belief of I have no friends, like literally listing the examples of like the friends I have, who loves me, how like maybe even putting a picture in of like me and my friends together so I can literally see an actual example of that. Because when you're so deep in your mind and like trying to make these things be true, you kind of don't even see it. And so you just really need reminders for when you get in that dark place. And so once I finish recording this podcast, that's going to be some of the things that I do. Just writing down things, and then also just focusing on like what I want to call in this year. And maybe we can do some of that work together now. For me, I really want this year to be about hmm, I really want to go deeper on the work that I started in this previous year around just living more intentionally and just showing up for myself and my friends a lot better. I feel like I'm not like I feel like I'm always like complaining about not having friends, but I think I need to work on being a better friend and like really showing up. I'm actually hosting a little dinner party at the end of this month, and I'm excited about that to just foster deeper connection, because I feel like I just am like so in my own little silo bubble. And I talked about this last week, but my human design actually says I need to be also spending a lot more time in community. And so just getting a little bit more balance in that area. And I want to get deeper in the community here in Oakland. I feel like I have my friends and that's nice, but I really want to like get out more and get more involved in what's going on here, because there are a lot of really cool things going on. I was thinking about maybe starting like a walking group or something, because I get personally really anxious like walking around here in Oakland. And so just like maybe starting like something where me and a few girls or whatever, whoever is interested, could just like walk around Oakland, walk around like Merritt or something. So you don't have to do it alone, and maybe meet some other cool girlies along the way. I got back on Bumble BFF, and so I was thinking about making that like a little bio on Bumble BFF, and hopefully people will see it and maybe want to join. Because that's like when I first got on Bumble BFF, the how I made the friends I made now like was through a Bumble brunch. Um, and so yeah, maybe that'll be something I start. Um, because like there's running groups here, but I haven't seen like any walking groups. Because I do want to I like running. I don't know. The idea of a running group is kind of like scary to me because I just am not like that great of a runner yet. And I think I kind of like running being like a solo thing. Though me and Montez did a run together the other day, and that was really cute and really fun. But I still like I really like my workouts is like my alone time. Like that is like my time for me. Really just allows me to like zone out and really like focus on myself. And so I don't really want to like make it a running thing, but I think like a walking group could be fun. Let me know if y'all are in Oakland. Let me know if you would join my walking group. As far as like other things I want to call in for myself this year, I guess obviously like just getting deeper in my health and fitness. I really want to get like I feel like I fell kind of a little bit with the gym, like really upping my weights. I really got heavy into like the degree, and now I'm like starting a running journey. But I would do want to get back into like weightlifting more because I was getting really strong, and I feel strong, but I feel like I kind of fell off and didn't continue progressing there. And because I'm like so excited about fitness, like I love trying like different classes and just doing it all. But I think to really see like the growth you want, you do need to stick with like a certain workout for a period of time and like see how that works out for you and then introduce something new versus like continually shocking your body with like all these different workout styles. And so I just need to get like figure out like what I really want to stick with. Like last year I really experimented with like a bunch of workouts and I feel like now I kind of know what I like. And I say like loosely because y'all know how I feel about the joyful movement. I like things I don't mind doing should be like more of how I like approach it. Um though I am starting to feel like that runner's high people talk about. Like I am like low key. I did feel that on one of the runs. I was like, oh, this is so fun. But anyway, so yeah, I do want to get back in the gym and like really get like stronger there. Um but also with Legree too. I don't know. I'm just like so intrigued by like all these different movements. But yeah, I want to keep up with my fitness and I got my walking pad. And so I'm interested to see like how many steps I can like get in a day and like how much I can like actually walk. The desk that I have though is not a standing desk. I just have it's an adjustable desk that I just have like on the highest setting. But I do think I need to get a standing desk to get the most out of this walking pad. And so I'll keep you updated on if I decide to do that or not. But I took like 2 meetings with it. I literally just got it. And I took 2 meetings with it yesterday and really, really love that. And I'm like, if I just use it for meetings, like honestly, that's money well spent to me because like most meetings I have are like an hour. And so that's like an hour of me walking on the walking pad like 2 to 3 times a week. So I think that's worth it. And I even had like the idea to like walk on it last night, like watch it while watching TV. But then I didn't ended up just sitting on the couch. But I see people talk about that, like you can walk on your walking pad while you watch TV. And Montez said he was going to use it for like some fashiony thing. So we will be getting the money's worth out of this walking pad. Oh, something else I really want to get into this year is meditation. I feel like I've been putting meditation off for so long and I just constantly look for more ways to like distract myself. But I think in like wanting to live life more intentionally, I think I need to start a meditation practice. And I just keep hearing it everywhere like you need to be meditating. And every time I do it, I feel so good. But it's like, oh, the idea of sitting down to meditate is like literally so annoying to me. But I think to get deeper with myself and deeper in my spiritual practice and just live more intentionally, I think I really need to start this meditation practice. And so that is something I do want to be starting in this year of 27. Oh, and reading more. And I just finished a book today called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. That was the best book I've read this year. Like, it is so well written. It's about these kids who make this game and then they start like a gaming company. And so it's like it's from the perspective of these gamers, but it I what I took away from it was like notes on the creative process because it gave me a whole new lens to look at gaming from. I was never a big gamer. Montez is a big gamer though. And I would just be like, oh, why are you playing these video games? But this book gave me a deep appreciation for video games. And the author is also a big gamer. and I really like it. I can see why it won all the awards it won, but it was just so special and just so well written. Like, I feel like I've been reading more a little bit more YA, and so that was like kind of turning my brain to mush a little bit. And so this was like a little bit more of a not necessarily a challenging read, but I could feel like it was a little bit more elevated, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was just so enjoyable, and I feel like I want to read it again. Like, that's how good it was. I really liked it. The next book I'm going to read is Wildflower by Aurora James. She is the founder of Brother Vellies, and it's her memoir. And I'm excited to read that next. But please send me any and all book recommendations because I feel like I was just watching so much TV. And in the past few weeks, really this whole month, I've been just trying to lessen my screen time, lessen lessen my TV watching time. And I feel like we're all about to be reading because of this damn writer strike and actor strike. So like all my favorite shows have been halted. And I saw the director John Chu of Wicked. He said that the release date of Wicked shouldn't be affected. And I'm like, how do you know that, sir? Because we don't know when the strike's gonna end. So you really can't even promise us that. But I'm praying that it's not because oh my god. I really am so excited. I am so excited to see Wicked. I don't know if y'all know, but Ariana Grande is my favorite artist. She's a Cancer too. She's a June Cancer. And yeah, I'm just so excited. And she just turned 30 this year. And I don't know if y'all saw her at Wimbledon, but I loved her Wimbledon looks. Like I just feel like she's like growing up in her style. Like she's finally like elevating it and like matching her age a little bit more. And I'm so here for it. I feel like it started with the voice. Like she started really upping her looks with the voice. Loved all her voice looks. And yeah, I'm just excited for this new chapter of her life, her divorce era. I saw somebody post like since Wicked is on hiatus, like it said something like Miss Ponytail better get her ass to the studio. And I'm like, let my girl just breathe for a second. Like she's been working so hard on Wicked. Like let her just rest, do this strike, and then they'll finish the movie. I am like kind of annoyed at Dalton with this reason that I guess he's giving for divorce, like he didn't know how famous she was. That kind of feels like bullcrap to me. I don't know. I just feel like like what's going on with the men? Like what is in the air? What is with the astrology where first Kiki Palmer and then Jonah Hill and now Ariana Grande's ex-husband? It's just like I don't know. It just feels like something is in the air where these men of these badass women are just like acting up. Like why are y'all acting up? You want to act up? I'm gonna get snatched up. That's what Kiki Palmer said. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna get on with the rest of my birthday. I'm gonna go do some pottery and then watch the BMO birthday episode of Adventure Time. If you know, you know, because I feel like BMO is a Cancer. I feel like that, and I feel like we have the same birthday, and so it's just like watching my birthday twin. I like watching birthday episodes um on my birthday. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. But yeah, I kind of want to watch the BMO birthday episode. Montez just got back. And so yeah, we're about to eat some din din and I'm gonna journal, watch the BMO episode, and go to bed. This has been a great birthday. I know I was talking about the birthday blues in the last episode, and I have not had them. Like Montez took over my birthday plans. He planned the most amazing surprise party. I had truly no idea. And today has just been just as special. I feel really so loved and so blessed. And I feel blessed by y'all too, this community that we're growing. I know I said that the Shabazz episode was going to be out last week and it did not come out. But guess what? It will be coming out next week. And you can count on that. This week I am fostering. What am I fostering? This week I am really fostering gratitude for myself, for my friends, for this life that I live, and my growth over the past year. That is what I'm fostering. I just saw that a classmate of mine had passed away, and so I'm just really filled with gratitude for this life that I am living because a lot of us are not making it to 27, which is so heartbreaking. And I just feel really blessed to still be here. Um, Another one of my favorite artists is Janae Aiko, and her brother actually died on my birthday, July 19th. And so I woke up like playing Janae and just reflecting on that. as well. I always think like if I ever met her, and like why would she ask me what my birthday is? But like if she asked me like what's your birthday, and I'm like July 19th, and then like she hates me because that's the day her brother died. That those are just things that go in my head. I am so delusional because like why would that ever happen? But anyway, feel like our time is not something to be taken for granted, and like it is such a blessing to get older. It is such a blessing to just live each day because we don't know when it will be our last day. We don't know when it'll be our last birthday. And so I'm getting like kind of emotional. Let me stop getting emo. Yeah, just really having more gratitude for this life that we live. And yeah, I mean, I don't have any kids, you know, so like what do I really need to be sad about? Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you listened this far, I feel like this was like a little bit of like just my ramblings and what is a podcast but ramblings. If you like this, please rate it 5 stars, follow us on Spotify, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube. I will see you next week. Talk soon. Bye.